Hi everybody, this video is going to show you how to take through Design Space a collection of SVGs which enables you to make these lovely house lanterns with a sort of a Christmassy theme that you'll be able to use to make a lovely Christmas village display when the time comes. I know it's only June, but we're talking about this already. You get files to cut 5 different houses, the church and the tree, so 7 altogether in the bundle. This is really just arranged in a group on my work table for photographs. Don't really have the space to make a proper display, unfortunately. But you can get the idea. So you get 2 smaller houses like this. They're all the same depth front to back. They're just different heights and widths. 2 small ones like that, and then a wider one and one the same height. Same depth as I said, and then a church and a very tall house. And if we just scroll through a bit, there's the tree. The tree, made at the size it comes into Design Space, ends up about 6 inches. 6 inches tall, 150 millimeters tall, but of course you can change the size of it. You can change the size of any of this. You can make these houses as small or as large as you like. Just depends on the space you've got for your display, I suppose. And just at the end there, we saw a picture of them all illuminated from the inside with some little battery-operated tea lights. That's just a rough picture I took on my work mat when I'd finished making them all. I don't have a nice one yet because it needs to get dark here for me to take a picture tonight, and it won't be dark till about 11 p.m. and I want to get this listed before then. So there might be one on the Etsy shop of them lit up, a nice one, but for now, for the purposes of this video, we'll just look at them like that. And I really love them. It's so much fun to make these. They're so satisfying to make somehow. And they look so pretty when they're done. You don't have to make yours all white like mine, of course. You could make your houses white and then do all the overlays in different colours. Different colour for the roof, different colour for the window frames and the door frame, etc. Or you could make your houses all in different colours. That might look pretty too. They are lined. You get pieces to cut from vellum to line them so that they get the lovely glow through the windows, but so that you can't actually see the lights inside. I prefer it if you can't see the lights inside. Right, so let's go to, if I can get out of this, what have I done? There we are. Let's go to Design Space and we'll look at bringing them in. They're super easy to cut and assemble. They will all cut on the standard mat at the size I've made them. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring in the tree first. So it comes in this slightly higgledy-piggledy arrangement, and the reason I've done it like this is that's one whole tree there, and if you're cutting from 12 by 12 you can just attach that and then click make. I'm not going to save it, got it saved already somewhere, and it will just fit on a 12 by 12. So if you're cutting it on 12 by 12, just attach it when it comes into your onto your canvas, and you'll be able to cut it from one sheet of 12 by 12 if you're making it at the size I do. But if you're making the whole project at the size I do, the tree is a good size. If you're not making it from 12 by 12, then detach it, just have it as it comes in and then click make it. And obviously we can choose A4, in which case we'd need 2 sheets for one tree, or we can make it from letter, of course, in which case we'd need another 2. But now you see, if I click 12 by 12 now, again, you can see that it tells you need 1 and a bit, and that's because you'd have to go ahead and move all these closer together. So to save you having to do that, because it is a little bit of a pain, I've arranged the SVG in such a way that if you just attach it like that, it will cut easily from one sheet of 12 by 12. Okay, so that's the tree. You do get a PDF of very detailed assembly instructions for this project. It's not difficult though. I think it's well within the grasp of most of us. Right, so all the houses really make in the same way. But I might just very, very quickly go through all of them just so you have an idea of how much paper they need. So this is House A. I've labelled the houses A, B, C, D and E, and then you've got the church, and then you've got the tree, so 7 files. This is House A, so I'll just zoom out a bit. It lands on your mat grouped, so your first step is just to click ungroup, and then you can see the two groups within there. The top group is where the lines that need converting to scores always live with my SVGs, and this second group is all the cut pieces, so just click on that second group and ungroup it to start with. Then click on the top group, go to your operations menu, choose score, and then because there's more than one set, we need to ungroup those as well. And so now everything is a separate piece on screen, and we can attach the scores to the pieces that they relate to. And I think we'll also attach these as well, because if you sent this to make it, Design Space would not fill in those spaces in between the house overlays. So just select all that and attach it, and then it'll stay in that arrangement, and you won't waste the paper that's inside those house frames. I won't attach the little circles because they'll squeeze in here and there, won't they? So I've attached that. This is the house, whoops, a daisy. House front and sides is this piece up here. I'm just doing Alt-A on my keyboard for these bits. And so if you were cutting your house, basic house and the roof out of one colour, you would leave it like this, and then your overlays would cut in a different colour. If you want to do it all the same colour like I did, let's just close up those groups, you would just drag one of the creamy coloured into the other one, and you can see that they all change colour, and then your house and the overlays would all cut from the same colour. So we'll do it like that for now, but you can do it anyway when you come to do it. So if we click make it, we can choose A4 for the vellum, which is good. It usually comes in A4 sheets, I think. You don't have to line it, by the way, and you don't have to use vellum. You could use some very thin copy paper if you wanted to, in a creamy or a white colour, depending on what colour you like to shine through your windows. Because I made these out of white, I wanted them at night when they're lit up to look like a really chilly, snowy scene. So I chose bright white tea lights for mine, and I used the vellum for the windows, and it gives a lovely glow, I think. And then the actual house pieces will all cut from, hang on, where are we? Will all cut from A4, I think. Yep, they will. So you'd need 3 sheets of A4 if that's what you were using for that. It'll cut from letter, obviously, and you'll need 3 sheets of that. And of course, it will cut from 12 by 12, and you'd need 2 sheets. So that's house A, 2 sheets of 12 by 12, or 3 sheets of A4 or letter, and then one A4 sheet. I don't know if that will go on letter, that actually. No, you'd need 1 and a bit if you were cutting your vellum from letter, or whatever you want to cut it from. As I said, doesn't have to be vellum. Vellum's a little bit expensive now. You could probably just use ordinary greaseproof paper or butcher paper, and you could actually cut it by hand if you wanted. Right, I'm not going to cut it, so we'll press cancel. That's house A. So I'll quickly bring in house B, which is the tall one. So it's the same width and depth as house A, but it's got an extra story. 3 stories, this house. I love this one. I quite like to live in it. Alright, so again, you're just going to ungroup it when it lands on your canvas. Select that lower group there, which has got the cut pieces in it, and ungroup it. Then select the upper one, go to your operations menu, choose score from the drop down, and then because there's more than one set, we need to ungroup that as well. And now we can attach scores to the pieces that they relate to. That's the roof, that's the back of the house, this is the front and the sides of the house, and these are the overlays. So we're just going to attach those so that Design Space doesn't waste those gaps in between. You don't have to do it, but you'll have to move it yourself on the mat if you don't do this. So we'll click make it. This might be because it's a bigger house. I'm not sure that this one cuts from A4. We can choose A4 for the vellum, obviously. You can choose letter. Yeah, 2 sheets of A4 or letter. What happens for 12 by 12? Would that go? Oh, just not. Yeah, you might decide to just to save it. If you're cutting it from 12 by 12, you might decide to just trim a little bit off there, and then it will all cut from one sheet. That's probably what I'd do if I was being a bit mean. So actually you wouldn't need to trim it by hand. You would just put that down there, and then you could say move, bring that onto your first mat, and then you could just send it to cut, and what it would do is it would just steal a little bit from there. But actually once that was stuck inside your house, it wouldn't matter. So if you want to cut that out of a 12 by 12 piece of whatever you're cutting it from, you could do that. You could also just reduce those pieces ever so slightly in length and it would still work. This down here, yeah, we can't choose A4 anymore, but we can choose 12 by 12. And if you do that, you need, yeah, we didn't convert the colour, did we? So you'd need 2 sheets for the basic house, and obviously they'll cut from A4 now. 1 and a bit sheets of A4 for the overlays. 1 and a bit sheets of letter for the overlays, if that's what you use. Or 1 sheet of 12 by 12. Let's just have a look at it with the whole house cut from the same colour. So we'll just drag that into that colour group. We know what the vellum's doing, but we will pick 12 by 12 for this. 3 sheets of 12 by 12 for the house and the overlays if you're cutting it from all one colour, which is about the same as we talked about anyway, wasn't it? It was 2 and 1. Right, so that is house B, the lovely tall 3-storey one that I quite like to live in. Right, A, B, is this C? Yes, bring that one in now. This is the little shorter one with the round window. So it's that one there, look, on the left-hand side. So again, you're just going to ungroup it. Once it's on your canvas, then select that lower group in your layers panel and just ungroup it. Then go for the upper one, go to your operations menu, choose score, and because there's more than one set, we've got to ungroup those 2. Then we'll attach the scores. I'm doing Alt-A on my keyboard, but as I did originally, attach is over here at the bottom of the layers panel. If you're on the desktop version like I am, if you're on the mobile version, it'll be somewhere else. And again, I'm going to attach these overlay pieces just so Design Space doesn't waste the space inside those U-shaped house frame pieces. We'll click make it. This is a small house, so for sure that's going to cut from 1 sheet of A4 or letter, definitely. I haven't converted the colours again, so we won't bother just for now. But again, you can choose A4 or letter. For the basic house without overlays, you'd need, yeah, it won't quite fit. You'd need 1 and a bit sheets of A4, 1 and a bit sheets of letter, and then for the overlays, 1 sheet of A4 and 1 sheet of letter. So we'll just combine those colours and see what changes there. Remember, I'm just dragging the 2 cream colours together, so now we can see they're all the same colour. So we know the vellum is going to cut from 1 piece of A4 or letter. Let's choose A4. You can get the whole house and overlays from 2 sheets of A4 if you happen to use the same colour. And what did I choose there? That's not letter, is it? There. 2 sheets of letter as well. So they're quite economical to make, these houses, especially if you remember to do that, attaching those pieces together, and then it doesn't waste that space within the house frames and you don't have to move it around when you come to create your mats. Not going to make it, so I'll delete that. That was ABC. We're looking for house D now. Yep, this one. House D is the rather nice one that's a different aspect, I think. Yes, it's got the door in the middle and a window at either side. It's that one there. Let's see if we've got a better picture. That one. It's that one. It's the only one which has the roof facing that way. All the other ones you gable end on for all the others. So there we are. We'll bring it in. So it's a biggish one, this one again. So again, you're just going to ungroup it so you can get at the individual groups. That's all the cut pieces, so all we need to do there is ungroup, then select that top group, go to your operations menu, click on basic cut and go down to score. And because there's more than one set, we need to ungroup those as well. This is the roof. I'm doing Alt-A on my keyboard, but as I said, attaches over here at the bottom of the layers panel. And this one's slightly different. If you remember with the other houses, it was the front and the sides in one piece, but because this is longer, you get the front and one side in one piece, and then the back and one side in another. You can tell it's the front because it's got this tiny little window in the door where the door will go. So that's the basic house. Again, I'm going to attach these overlay pieces together. I've set them up like this so you can easily attach it and not waste any paper on your mat. We'll do it as two colours at the moment in case you decide to make your roof and frames in a different colour. As I say, this is a bigger house now, so you're going to need more 1.5 sheets of vellum or whatever you choose to line it. If you want to put lining over your windows, indeed, you might not want to. You would need 3 sheets of A4 or letter for the basic house. I wonder if you could get... No, it's too big. 3 sheets of A4 or letter for the basic house construction, and then for the overlays... Where's it gone? Yeah, 1.5 sheets of A4. 1 and a tiny bit of what's on there. That's the circles. Do you know, I think we could probably squeeze those on there. So what you would do is you would just click on those 3 dots, choose move, click on the mat that's got the other overlay pieces on, and it will just fit there, look. And it does fit there. So the other one will also fit there. That's perfect. Okay. Let's do it with all the colours combined now. So colour sync. Just close the group up. I'm going to copy that one into the other creamy one. We know that the vellum needs 2 sheets of A4 or letter, and now the house and all the overlays are in one colour. We would need 4 sheets of A4 or 4 sheets of letter or 2 and a bit sheets of 12 by 12. In fact, I think if we swap those around, if I put that there and I put that there, I think the roof might move onto that mat. Yeah, it does. Move the wrong bit then. Yeah, so 3 sheets of 2 sheets of 12 by 12 to cut the house and its overlays. That's good, isn't it? For that big house, that is nice and economical. Lovely. Right, so that's house ABCD, the big double-fronted one. House E is another small house, but this time it's got the same style window in the roof space, not the little round one like the other one had. So again, it lands on your canvas, ungroup it, click on the lower group that's got the cut pieces in it and ungroup those. Then click on that remaining group that's the scores, the lines that we need to convert to score. Click on Basic Cut in your operations menu and choose Score from the drop down, and then we have to ungroup that because there's more than one set. Then you can attach the scores to the individual pieces that they relate to. That's the roof. That's the back of the house. I'm just going to move those. Yeah. I might move those frames before. I don't think it'll attach it actually. No, it hasn't yet. That's the front and the sides of the house. And 1, 2. You don't need to. Yes, you do. The one at the front and the back. Yeah, those are the window frames at the front and the back of the roof. Go on these pieces there. Right, so we'll do it in 2 colours just for now. Again, this is one of the small houses, so 1 piece of A4 or letter for the lining. 2 sheets of A4 or letter for the main construction of the house. Oh, I didn't attach the overlays, did I? That's good. It shows you what happened. So I forgot to attach them. And as you can see, Design Space doesn't like to put anything inside those house frames. It leaves them empty. So let's just go back. And I should have attached them, shouldn't I? So Alt-A on my keyboard I'm using there. I like keyboard commands. They're just a little bit quicker sometimes than trailing all over the screen. Try that again. 1 sheet of A4 for the lining. Excuse me. 2 sheets of A4 or letter for the main house construction. And then now I've attached those things and they're not going to waste that space. One sheet of A4 or letter for the overlays. So we'll just try that all in one colour like I did with the other things. Again, it's going to be one sheet of A4 or letter for the vellum. And now for the actual house and the overlays. It says 3 sheets of A4, but can you see what we can probably do there? So I'm going to move that there. I'm going to put that there for now, or I might even put it on the other mat. And these that are on their own here, if I select both of those by dragging them like that, and then click on the 3 dots and choose move, I'm going to see if they will fit on there. And they will, won't they? Easily. So they can go anywhere they like. So yeah, 2 sheets of A4 for the whole house and the overlays. Let's just choose letter and see what happens. It's going to move things around again. Yeah, that's a really silly way of doing it, isn't it? So you put those there. What's on that mat? Well, there's loads of space, isn't there? So at least, I think probably, let's try 2. Move. We're going to go this mat here first. Yeah, maybe only 1 actually. Will that spin round? No, it must be just too big. Right, so I'm going to move that one onto that mat. That will go up there and we can spin it round and it will tuck in there. Then we've got these other 2 here. Move. Move object. I'm going to this mat that's got the big front and side pieces on it, which is going to stay there. We'll just nudge that one over with the arrow keys to give us a bit more space. So yeah, the whole house out of 2 sheets of letter as well. 2 sheets of A4 or letter. And if we were using 12 by 12, don't think you'll get the whole thing. No, you won't. You'd need 1 and a bit if you're using 12 by 12 for the house. That roof is quite pointy, so it makes the house actually quite big. If I look at it now on my desk, it's nearly as tall as the 2-story house, so that's why. Okay, so that is all 5 houses. We'll have a look at the church now. If you're still watching, because the method is the same, so there's really not much new to see. We're just talking about quantities of paper, aren't we? So this is the church. It lands on your canvas. Ungroup it exactly as you did all the other things. Then select that bottom group, which contains all the coloured cut pieces, and ungroup them. Then select the upper group. Go to your operations menu and choose score from the drop down, and then because there's more than one set, ungroup those. So now we can attach individual scores to individual pieces. That's the roof. That's the back of the church. That's the spire. This is the front and side walls of the church. Those obviously are the overlays, and that's the vellum lining. So we'll do it in 2 colours for now. So for the lining, 1 sheet of A4. Yeah, that church must be just too wide to cut from A4, so we'll choose 12 by 12. So for the main construction, you would need 1.5 sheets of 12 by 12, and then for the overlays, they won't be much at all. These windows are tiny. They would cut from 1 sheet of A4 or 1 sheet of letter. So that's what it is. 1 and a bit sheets of 12 by 12 for the main church construction, a sheet of A4 or letter for the lining, 1 sheet of A4 or letter for the overlays. We'll just have a quick look at it if you cut it all in 1 colour like I did. Drag that into that colour. Vellum is going to stay the same, or whatever you choose to line it with. We've got to choose 12 by 12 because it's too long for A4, so it's definitely too long for letter, and it would be, have a look at that, yeah, pop that there. 1.5 sheets of 12 by 12 to do the whole church from one colour. So that's it's a big thing. It's I'm going to put all the dimensions of them properly on Etsy so you can see how big they are. I haven't mentioned them and I won't do it in the video because it'll take too long. But they're a decent size. I mean, I'm looking at the church and that 3-storey house. I reckon they're at least 10 inches tall. Yeah, they're lovely. Lovely things. I'm definitely going to make these myself for Christmas. Right, I think that's it. I don't think I need to talk to you about anything else. If you've got any questions when you come to cut or assemble it, please don't hesitate to get in touch. It's a lovely, easy project. I had so much fun making these once I'd got the methods sorted out. You do, as always, get a PDF of very detailed instructions with lots of photographs showing every single step. What do you need? So you do need your tea lights to go inside. You need 3mm, I think that's about 1/8 of an inch skewers for the tree trunks. Otherwise, glue-wise, you need, I used hot glue for the tree. I used a mix of PVA and 6mm double-sided tape for the actual houses. Nothing special, nothing fancy. Most of you will have everything you need to make this in your craft room already. Okay, thanks a lot. Don't forget, if you're purchasing 3 or more SVG files at one time from the Tanglecrafts Studio Etsy shop, the link is in the description, you can use the 30 for 3 discount code to get 30% off your total purchase. This offer runs all the time, but you need to use that code when you check out. And if you haven't already joined the Tanglecrafts Studio Facebook group, join now to get any special Etsy discount codes issued to group members and to take advantage of the free SVG files I give away in the group from time to time. The link to the group is in the description. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.